Welcome back everyone. We continue with our journey with the Key of Transfiguration. But before we get into it, let's create a flame of hope and light and love and peace and creativity for the world. And there we have it, my all beings benefit. Right. So let's get into this masking fluid mission over here. I am happy enough with the background that we can proceed to remove the masking fluid. I'm not going to do much more to the background or to the landscape. In fact, I'm quite happy with it. I might just add a little bit more detail to the river to talk about that glossy reflections. Okay, so let us remove the masking fluid, and while we're doing that, I want to just share with you all of the benefits and access that you will get on the Transfiguration tier. I'm falling over my words now because I'm having some technical challenges. My camera switched down, so I'm paying attention to the role of my camera while I'm having to think of where I was and where I'm headed. Okay, so I'm going to use my eraser and we're going to remove the masking fluid. Make sure that your paper is bone dry before you attempt to remove masking fluid. And I did paint it on quite thickly, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull a little bit at it, and I'm sort of pulling in the opposite direction as to not tear the paper. Now you can't do this with all masking fluid, but I do find the ones that's thick and gummy like this in a bottle is a little bit more rubbery than some of the other brands. So do test on, test paper your masking fluid that you've invested in, get to know it, and see what you can do with it before getting into a painting like this. Otherwise, you might get surprises that you weren't prepared for. I've had that experience as well before, where my masking fluid was old or something and it tore my paper, or I worked really wet and it seemed to have seeped into the paper under the masking fluid. Yeah, get to know your tools before creating art with it. That's the important bit. You can see that my masking fluid didn't completely cover up the entire paper. There was areas where it was a bit thinner, but it's just going to add to the beautiful texture of, and there's the masking fluid. Looks like an elastic. It's going to add some of the texture that we see in the wings. My camera is still rolling. That's such good news. I thought that I ran out of storage space, but there is more than enough storage space, so I don't know what the issue was there with my camera. The worst thing that happens is when you are focusing on creating the art because you're trusting that the camera is running, and then you look up and then there's no camera running, and then you wonder, oh my god, when did it stop recording? And why did it stop recording? That's usually my biggest question. It's like I didn't press the stop button. And then just smooth out your hands and just smooth out the paper, smooth over the paper with your hands and fingers, and just feel if you have erased all of the masking fluid so that you are assured that it's all out of the way. Okay, So let me just quickly share with you guys the benefits here of the beautiful Transfiguration tier, and I will sort of list all of the information about all of my tiers in the description of this video. It is quite a bit of information, but I want you guys to know what you're getting out of the deal. So to you guys here on the Transfiguration tier, it is my $30 pledge tier per month. Thank you everyone. It is limited to 15 seats. We'll grow that number as the number of people grows, but I want to have a feeling of exclusivity from this tier and up. It is not for the masses. It is really a little bit more, you know, on that level of coaching and transformation, hence the name, the Transfiguration tier. So on this tier you have immediate access to the magical charm tier, which is the free tier, the artistic wand, which is the $5 tier, and the creative potions tier, which is the $10 tier. So you will get all of those videos and benefits as well, and you will also be getting exclusive creative coaching soul transformative art journeys with me. We have just finished filming the crow, and there is 3 other journeys before that. So what I suggest you do, if you're on this tier, and this applies for any tier, you can always just look at your Patreon app where the posts are. There's also a collection sort of heading. If you click on collections, you will find all of my classes neatly arranged under a collection for your perusal, and because you're on that particular tier, you will be able to just go into that tier and have access to all of the videos that is nicely lined up for you from part 1 all the way till we're done, and any extras that there might be. So that is a nice way, especially if you're going to go into the past courses, you can just go straight to the owl in the collection and begin the journey from part 1 or episode 1 all the way through at your own pace. That's what I mean. So that should make your life a lot easier. Then as we work with our spirit guide journeys, you will discover your own personal animal spirit guide and its medicine to transform your life, one brushstroke at a time, of course. So that is also a beautiful journey, and I will do this quarterly, so once every 3 or 4 months there will be a beautiful acrylic art journey for you. Like I said, there's previous art journeys that you can busy yourself with if you are joining at a different date. But my next art journey that I'm planning will be for January, and a little hint that I can drop is that it will have something to do with horses, seeing that 2026 is the year of the horse. That's all I'm gonna say for now, at least. And then one of you guys on the Transfiguration tier in the group of 15 will be at the end of each of these beautiful lucky draw. At the end of each of these art journeys, I will have a lucky draw, and one of you on this tier stand a chance to either win the original artwork that I've created for that journey, or you stand a chance to win a personal reading that I will record for you, and I will send the link so that you can enjoy the reading specifically done for you using the Spirit Guide Animal deck and whatever else inspiration comes to me. So that is just so exciting. And then all of my tiers always have free access to my Facebook group, which is entitled The Creative Heart, and that is just where I do my general support of my beautiful Patreons. There is a chat group on Patreon. Please join the chat there as well. That is exclusively to Patreon supporters. So I do appreciate your beautiful support, and I am so grateful that I can share this beautiful journey with you guys. Alrighty then. Now that we've removed the masking fluid, we can begin to just play a little bit, especially with the wings. I think that is a good place to start. So let me have a sip of tea. Right, let's look at the colors that we'll be using. There are beautiful turquoise, yellows, ochres, golds, violets, blues. I'm going to prepare all of these as a very sort of tea-like mixture. So we're going to need turquoise, we're going to need gold, we're going to need blue, so I'm going to mix the blue there, and we need some violet. I'm going to mix the violet there. Okay, I'm going to use my number 2 quill brush. I already did spray my paints here, so let's mix a beautiful purple over here. That's nice. I'm going to mix this phthalo blue into this well, and whatever bluish mixtures was there, that's okay. I'm going to mix my turquoise over here, and I'm going to add a little bit of this emerald green to my turquoise, making it slightly greener. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. And then we need some of this quinacridone gold, and I think I'm going to add maybe a little bit. What shall we add there? Not yellow ochre. It feels a bit more browny. I think I'm going to add some raw sienna. I think that's what this is. Yes, I just wanted to dull that bright quinacridone down a little bit. Okay, and then I see we're going to need some yellow for the center, and I think for that I'm going to just go into my cadmium yellow, get a nice strong mixture, because there was some, I didn't mask that bit. So I'm going to use my yellow to warm up this section so long. Beautiful. Let that soak in. We can do that in layers, and I'm going to have to use a little bit of white gouache to brighten up the center. I'm going to use my quinacridone gold, quite concentrated, on the rim. There is quite a bit of water in there, that's okay. The quinacridone gold is potent. Beautiful. I'm going to let that settle. Lift some of that color up. That's fine. Okay, let's look at these wings. I think I'm going to use clean water to just prepare my paper so that I can do a wet into wet technique. Just focusing on the wings. Hopefully my wizard hat is not in the way, and my camera is still rolling, thank the heavens. If you need to see where your water bed is, just turn your head to the side and use the cast of the water. The reflection there will show you where the water is sitting. I'm going to use my turquoisey teal color to start off with here. I'm just going to allow that to soak in. Now, because there's plenty of water in my palette, I'm dabbing off the excess water so that I don't dilute all my color with too much water. Going around the edge and just allowing that to bleed a little bit. I'm going to dip into the violet here at the top. That's too much water. Here we go. Nice. Come on, purple, I need you to give for me, please. We'll let that soak a little bit. I want my blue to be a little bit more present here. While I can. And a little bit more violet here. Okay. Going into the gold mixture closer to the key. This is where the key and the wings are integrated. So I'm just gonna dump some of that in there and just allow that to flow. Nice. Notice something here. We are using contrasting colors. In the background we have beautiful yellow, and now I've got this violet next to it, so that's going to make the yellows stand out even more, and the contrast and the vibrancy of this whole scene is going to develop beautifully. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the same to the other side. I'm going to use my clean water and I'm going to just pre-wet this area so that I can do a wet into wet painting technique. Beautiful. I'm going to go straight for the turquoise. Drop that in. I do love myself some nice turquoise. My favorite color in the world. Let's switch to the blue. Drop that in. Stronger blue. Come on, bring it blue for me, please. Thank you. There you go. Bring that in a little bit. Again, a little bit more violet at the top. On the edge here. Let's see what that does. I've got a little bit of yellow here, so I'm just going to talk about that. And then straight for this brownish gold. A little bit more burnt sienna. Back into the turquoise a little bit. I'm going to grab some indigo. This side of the wing is a little bit more dark blue on the edge. On the edge of glory. That's a song that's coming into my head now. I think that's pretty. I like that. Burnt sienna. Give to me, please. Okay, let's move down to the bottom wing, one wing at a time. Clean water. It's pre-wet for a wet on wet technique with clean water. Just activate the page, the paper, I'm going to do the same. This area is also smaller, so I can work in both simultaneously. Just be careful. Not to touch the top area too much, otherwise it will flow. But it's okay if it does a little bit. Again, I'm going to start with my turquoise. And then dig into my violet down here. I'm going to damp off my brush and I'm just going to connect these spaces. Beautiful. hope my wizard hat is not in your way. Right, we need some blue over here. And to mix that with the purple. There's some blue down here. Please can you give? Thank you. We need a bit more stronger purple, blue purple. Yes, nice. Beautiful. Rinse that out. Going into the gold. Nice. I think that's pretty. Add a little bit more raw sienna. It's really concentrated. Just heating a little bit on that quinacridone gold. Cool. A little bit more turquoise. I'm just going to drop in. You know. Alrighty then, I think that is absolutely beautiful and also quite essential to just leave it alone now. So let that dry. When we come back, we'll do our initial wash on the key and take it from there. So thanks for watching, stay tuned and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye bye for now.